Hello, everybody. Can you hear me? Mic check. Mic check. Oh, there it is.
Well, this is the best way to start out Media Day. Can you introduce us?
Yeah, so this is my son Knox. He's 5 months old. This is his second fight week, though. He came over to Atlantic City with me. So
How does he like it so far? You think he's going to grow up to be a fighter?
I don't know. He definitely seems interested in a lot of it. So yeah, we'll see.
Can you just talk to me a little bit about this fight week, how it came about? When did you get the call?
So we actually we got the offer for Calvin Cater like a few months ago, and then it was supposed to be August 10th, and then it got pushed back to September 7th, and then obviously Cater had to pull out. Then we got Steve Garcia. But yeah, I definitely had a lot of notice.
What did you think when it changed opponents? Were you disappointed? Was it more excitement? What were your thoughts?
A little bit disappointed. I wasn't expecting like a top 15 opponent anyways, so when they offered me Cater, it was a bit of a surprise, but I thought it was a great opportunity for me, a great matchup, and the opportunity to kind of jump in the top 15. But I think Steve is going to be probably just as tough of an opponent as Cater, just maybe not as much recognition.
Did you have to change up the camp at all, or how far into it were you when you finally got the call, and how much do you actually train for an opponent rather than just train for a fight?
Yeah, we had to change up a few different things. But Steve, he's a little bit more of a boxer. Like, he's been finishing his fights with strikes. He's southpaw, so that's going to be a little bit different. But otherwise, my striking was on point to fight Cater. So it was just a few little adjustments to get ready for a southpaw.
You're going on a pretty good win streak here, and it's the first of your UFC career, this long one. What do you credit that to? What do you think finally clicked into place?
It's been a lot of things. We kind of fixed some of my weight cut and diet stuff right before the fight, which has then helped like my cardio and my endurance and stuff like that going through the fight. So my confidence has built around that now, knowing that I can push the pressure a little bit more and not worry about gassing later on.
What do you think this fight is going to be like? Do you anticipate a 3-round war with him? Do you anticipate a quick finish? I know you always prepare for the 3 rounds, but what are you actually anticipating in there?
Yeah, we're definitely prepared for a 3-round war. I think Steve's going to come forward and be throwing a lot of big shots, and I'm going to be throwing big shots back. So it's just going to be whether or not he can weather the storm. I know it was in my last fight with Bill, I was expecting a war as well, and then he kind of just stood toe to toe with me, and I was able to land some big shots and put him away. So we'll see. We might see something similar with Steve, or he might be able to eat some of the shots, and then it's going to turn into a war.
And is Calvin somebody that you still want to fight after this fight? Or is that an opponent you have your eye on now, or?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't want to look past Steve for this fight. But yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to trying to rebook the Cater fight. And I know the UFC is coming to Canada here soon, so that wouldn't be bad either.
Thank you.
Thank you.
First question from Joe Piper.
I thought you were serious. I was waiting for him to ask. So it's been a bit since we've seen you last. What have you been up to?
Training and trying to get a fight. Yeah, I was supposed to fight Vicente. I think somewhere in the March area. I still had a little lingering injury from my Kelvin fight. I just needed a little bit more time. I was trying to get that fight rescheduled for April. Didn't come to fruition, but it's all right. So I've been just waiting since, and they called with Gilbert for a main event. It was going to be July, then it was going to be August, then we finally landed on September, and we got locked in, and yeah, here we are.
Worth the wait?
Worth the wait. Gilbert Burns, main event at the Apex. I know some people aren't crazy about it here, but I love it. It feels like home. Like I was just moving around the cage, and it just feels like another day at the gym. So, yeah, it's you come in, you do your business. I don't need all the lights and the cameras and all the crazy shit. I just come in here, do my job, and go back to Philly.
Does it feel different being the main event? Like this fight week, does it feel special?
Yeah and no, because your next fight is always your biggest fight. I don't want to make it bigger than what it is, but yeah, of course, there's a little bit more things. But they've done a really good job at not overwhelming me with there's not an insane amount of media and insane amount of shit you have to do. Yeah, so it's been pretty smooth, and I'm just enjoying it all. One day we're not going to be able to do this. When I'm an old man, I want to look back and say that I enjoyed all these little moments. So yeah, I'm very happy.
What do you think has been the coolest little moment just being on the main event, like signing your name?
The poster.
Yeah.
Seeing your face on the poster. I fought for regional organizations where I was a champion and I had my face on posters. But when you're in the UFC and you have that, and just seeing how proud, I sent it to my parents and they were just so happy, my wife, because they've been there for this entire time, My parents were coming out here. My wife was coming out here during our COVID fights when they couldn't even come inside this building. They were watching at bars on the strip. So, yeah, it's just as important for me as it is for them, and I just know they're so proud of me, and that makes me happy.
What do you think about Gilbert Burns? When you got that name, what was the first thoughts?
Yeah, I was kind of asking for Gilbert. I was asking for a lot of guys, but Gilbert was definitely one of them. I respect Gilbert. He's an amazing fighter. He's done amazing things. He's fought for the belt. He had a competitive fight with some of the best guys. Had a great fight going with Jack until it didn't go his way. He's a great fighter, great competitor, and I'm just looking forward to testing myself against him. I think it's my first really true veteran fight that I'm going to get to test myself against someone who's been there, done that.
Did you bring anyone in special for this fight camp with him?
I have. We have so many guys at our gym now. It's really kind of cool. We became, before guys would leave and go other places to train. Now we're a gym where we have guys traveling all over the world to come and train with us. So we have so many good guys that, yeah, it was a really good camp. Very, very hard, long camp, but I think the best show on Brady is going to show Saturday night.
I know everybody says they train for 5 rounds, but what are you actually legitimately expecting from him in there?
I'm expecting a very hard Gilbert to come out. He's lost his last 2 fights, but I would expect nothing less. If he won his last 2 fights, I would expect him to come out the same way. He's not a guy who's going to change anything. He's going to train just as hard, come out and fight just as hard, whether he's on a winning streak or a losing streak. I'm just looking forward to, and I train for the best Gilbert.
What about a win over him? What would that do for your career?
Put me right where the trajectory I'm trying to go on. I want to fight for the belt one day, but I'm not rushing there. After Gilbert, a couple more fights, and I'll be right where I want to be.
So do you think if you could get maybe a first round finish or something crazy in there, do you think that could put you into talk for a title or number 1 contender fight?
Maybe, but I think I got a few more to go. I think I go out here, I beat Gilbert, I win 1 or 2 more, and then I'm in the talks. But I'm not in a rush for it. I'm not. I've done that before. I wanted to, when I fought Bilal, I wanted to just go in there, get that fight, and go and fight for the belt afterwards, and do all these things. But I want to do this for a long time. I don't want to rush anything, and I want to do it the right way.
What did you think of Bilal's performance?
Amazing. He looked great. Yeah, he shut everybody up, and he did what he said he was going to do. So good for him.
Who do you think should be next for that?
For the belt?
Yeah.
It's tough. There's no clear-cut, number 1 contender because there's Shavkat, but he just beat Wonder Boy. Wonder Boy's kind of long in the tooth, It's not maybe like him and Jack fight and the winner of that. Then you got Kamaru out there, so maybe Shavkat and Usman. So, yeah, I feel like there's got to be a couple guys go out and fight, and then Bilal get the winner.
Last question for me. Who do you think has the best shot of dethroning him as champion?
I mean, there's so many guys. Like, our division's so good that I think everyone, on any given night, anyone can lose, and I think it's the same thing for Bilal.
Thank you.
Yep.
Did you get any new tattoos?
Yeah, I got this dragon on my neck, son. That's the only new one I've gotten.
Got any plans for the next one?
Not really. Haven't really thought about it. I've just been so focused on this fight. I bought a brand new dirt bike, so the only thing I'm looking forward to doing after this fight is going in riding my dirt bike.
Obviously, you're covering your whole body pretty quick. So, like, once your body is done, like, you have a little bit on like your ankle, like your feet a little bit.
Yeah, I got a couple spots. I'm actually going to get this arm lightened up and completely redone with all Japanese. So I got some plans. I got some time and I got some plans. But when I'm fighting, I can't. Like, it's just going to take too much time. So that's going to be for older Sean.
Are you leaving your face away from tattoos?
I'll never do my face. I said I wouldn't do my neck. My mom was highly upset with me doing the sides and the back. Eventually, I'll do the front, but I will never do my face. My mom will kill me. And I don't know if my wife. I remember I was getting the back of my head done, the cheetah, and I remember I had the outline on my neck, and they were about to tattoo it, and I was like nervous. So I FaceTimed my wife because I didn't know what she was going to think about it, and she loved it. So I'm like, all right, bet. Like, I'm not going to get in trouble with her, so it's all good.
I wanted to ask you. Obviously, when you lost to Bilal, you had the fans completely turn on you, and
Yeah.
And then you go out there and just dominate Kelvin, right?
Yeah,
And then they all come back, and that was something that you had said, you kind of predicted, just wait,
Yeah.
How annoying is that?
It was hard because I lost to Bilal, and then I came back. I was supposed to have a couple fights. I had some injuries, so it just took long to get back and prove to everyone. But at the end of the day, it was the best thing that ever happened, to me, getting that pressure off of being undefeated, going out there. I felt like I was just not fighting to win fights. I was fighting to keep my undefeated record. And once I lost, I felt such a relief. And then me getting hurt afterwards, I really had to sit in that and fix my injuries and then really refocus and just get some shit straight with my mind. And that led to the Kelvin fight, and that's led to me being a completely different fighter, but not only that, just a better human being and just enjoying every day and just being super grateful and present in what I do. I was always looking forward to the next thing, the next training, the next this, the next that. I'm just enjoying this. I'm being where my feet are and just going one moment at a time.
Yeah, it's like everybody was like, "Oh, he's a fraud. He got fraud."
Yeah.
And then
I don't know. I don't understand the fraud check thing. I don't first of all, Twitter fucking sucks. It's a cesspool full of miserable people. It's insane. And I'm not but these people on there are nuts. The shit you would never say anything that these guys say to your face. There's some fucking dork in their mom's basement just eating Cheetos, but. It's how I got fraud checked, Joey got fraud checked, a bunch of other guys got how are you what's getting fraud checked by a fighter who's in the top 10, top 15? I just don't understand it. So that's frustrating to see because it's never other fighters who are saying it, and if it is, then many guys don't do that, But I don't understand the fraud check thing, but yeah, I guess I got fraud checked by the UFC champion. Thanks, bro.
What's the score that the Eagles are going to win by on Friday?
1 million. Nah, it's gonna be cool. My strength coach is out there with them. He would have been here with me, but he's Lane Johnson's trainer and assistant, so he's out there with those guys. And yeah, it's cool just being I see Lane a couple times a week, and just seeing the Eagles guys. They're next. I'm happy I'm not a heavyweight, and MMA would be completely different if these freak athletes were in the heavyweight division. It's crazy how athletic they are and the things that they do. But the Eagles by 1 million.
And finally, you said that you've gained a lot more guys in the gym. Who are some people that the fans need to look out for?
one of my main training partners. His name's Ito. He's Georgian. I don't know how to say his last name, but he's 5-0. He's really good. He knocked out Lucas Barboza on PFL. I'm sorry, he didn't knock out Lucas. He beat Lucas. He knocked out an Olympic champion before that. And then my other guy is Igor. He's 6-0. Refugee from Ukraine, amazing fighter. He just fought for XFC, so a couple more fights, and he'll be here for sure. But yeah, we have so many good guys: Joey, Nursultan, Jeremiah Wells, Andrade, Sabatini. We're getting all these guys coming from all over the world too, which is awesome because I love all the Russian and the Uzbek guys that we get and the Ukrainian guys. They come over, they work super hard, and yeah, it's awesome.
Just to follow up on that, obviously your gym was such a small gym for such a long time. Is it cool seeing so many people want to come with you guys?
We were just having that talk. It's either like you're at a super camp or you're at a gym that I could see how a gym kind of we're not a super gym. Like we're on the 4th floor. My coach doesn't turn on the AC. We were practicing 100-degree weather. Like our temperature was reading 95 days. Like it was ridiculous. Like it's a nice gym, but it's not some crazy big facility. My coach John Marquez did it all himself. We don't have sponsors or anything like that, but it is cool to see guys that we're in the gym for me, Pat, Jonathan, Paul Felder. We all trained together, and then Joey and all these other guys came over, and now that we have Nursultan and all these guys coming over from Uzbek, and yeah, it's crazy to see now guys are traveling for us, so it's awesome.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
A lot of times, I think when people see Brazilians in the fight card, they assume that they have the better grappling, they have the better submission skills. But I would wager that you are the more dangerous grappler. How would you rate his submission and his grappling skills?
Gilbert, amazing jiu-jitsu. Obviously, he's won worlds and everything like that, but that was a long time ago, and that was in the gi. Gi and no gi is completely different. MMA jiu-jitsu is completely different as well. I think he has great submissions. I'm sure he's great on bottom, but yeah, I definitely think that I have better jiu-jitsu, and I'm looking to test it. Obviously, Brazilians, amazing jiu-jitsu, but the tides are starting to turn where you see it's a lot of Americans. We're killing it in the jiu-jitsu game.
Can you explain the difference to people that maybe the difference of MMA jiu-jitsu as opposed to competition jiu-jitsu that they might see out there? They might look at a competition and say, oh, this guy placed at Worlds.
Yeah.
I think he'll do great in UFC.
Yeah. Well, because once you add in punches, everything changes. And sport jiu-jitsu, guys pull guard, they play off their back a lot, whereas in MMA, we don't want to be on our back at all. If you end up there, you better know what you're doing, but we're not laying on our back and accepting the guy on top. We're trying to get on top. It's two completely different sports, and that's what it is. I see a lot of people giving sport jiu-jitsu crap for the butt scooting and the pulling guard, but it's a sport. That's what they do. We're not going to go out there because we don't want to sit on our butt and get punched. So all the leg locks and everything change once punches are added into it.
You still have aspirations to do it post-fighting days, and are you trying to do more of it while you're still fighting?
100%. I had some things lined up, and then we were supposed to have this fight in July, so they fell off. I was going to try to go on Fury. I used to be the champion for CFFC back home, and they have Fury Grappling now. That's where I went against Craig on there. I went against Ben Saunders on there. I was going to have a match on there, but we postponed because we thought the fight was going to be in July. But I would love to do the Craig Jones Invitational, 3 5-minute rounds, 5-5s. There's a wall. It's just like MMA, so it'd be awesome. I definitely want to do more during my fighting career, and once I'm done, definitely.
And then last one, just about this fight. What are your keys to the victory? What needs to happen to make sure you get your arm raised on Saturday?
Stay present. Stay in the moment, 25 minutes, locked in, and I win this fight.
Good luck.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I just have one more for you.
Yeah.
I don't know if you noticed. I'm sure you're paying attention to the UFC YouTube. That's sarcasm. They just uploaded a compilation of grapplers getting knockout wins.
Uh-huh.
I'm curious, do you think that was coincidental, or are they giving you guys those little juju for a knockout?
You never know. I know Gilbert hits hard. He's got a couple of knockouts. I know that I haven't shown it, but I know that I punch very hard, and yeah, it could happen.
Thanks.
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Go Birds. Whatever. Só um segundo aqui. A madame está se arrumando aqui.
Well, welcome back. How are you feeling this fight week?
Seja bem-vindo novamente. Como é que você está sentindo essa semana de luta?
Thank you. So I am so happy. I love the fight week, and I am so excited.
I'm assuming you wanted to come back sooner. It's been about 8 months since we've seen you. What was happening during that time? Were you trying to find a fight? Were you recuperating from an injury? What was going on during that time?
Estou deduzindo que você queria voltar mais cedo. Faz 8 meses que você não luta, então você estava tentando pegar a luta e não conseguia, lesão, o que foi?
No, I had a hard moment in my life. I lost my sister for recently, for 4 months ago, and I had what is just a second. Why for this? I'd like to fight again before, but I can't.
I mean, I'm so sorry. That's terrible loss. Has being able to, train and have something to look forward to, has that helped you kind of stay positive and motivated in life?
Sinto muito, foi uma perda terrível. Eu só gostaria de saber se treinar, se preparar para uma luta, fazer um camp, te ajudou um pouco a limpar a cabeça?
Yeah, Jesus helped me. All the time I ask Jesus, help me, please. I need you to do this, and I am feeling bad. I am feeling, but I know you can help me, and training too help me overcome this. I still feeling yet. But I am here to fight because Jesus helped me, and Jesus is my strength.
What were your first thoughts when you got the name, when you finally got a fight and you got a date? How excited were you to have that name in front of you?
Qual foi a tua primeira impressão quando veio o nome? Veio o nome da Jéssica, veio a data, veio o lugar. O que passou na tua cabeça? Essa é a luta.
Yeah, I think this is my opportunity. I can do this. Jessica, it is a good name in UFC, and I need accept this opportunity and show my skills, my working, and now I am here to fight against Jessica.
What sort of fight are you expecting from her? Do you feel like it's going to be 3-round war between the two of you, or do you expect to get a quick finish with her?
E que tipo de luta você espera? Uma guerra de 3 rounds ou você acha que o negócio vai ser rápido?
Yeah, I train for this. I train for 3 rounds. But if I have an opportunity to finish the fight, I will.
Take it?
Take. Yeah, I will take.
What would a win over her do for your career?
O que uma vitória sobre ela vai fazer pela tua carreira?
One victory against Jessica will give me a new opportunity. I know I can fight for the belt, and one victory against Jessica will give me one opportunity for this.
I'm curious, did you watch Contender Series last night? There was a woman that got a really crazy knockout, and I'm just curious if you saw it, what you thought of it, and does that give you extra motivation when you see a woman perform like that?
Não sei se você assistiu o episódio do Contender ontem à noite, mas nós tivemos uma menina aqui da Venezuela, Yuneise, ela meteu-lhe uma porrada e foi um dos knockouts mais bonitos que já teve. E não sei se você chegou a assistir, mas foi impressionante. E isso te dá inspiração quando você vê mulheres fazendo essas coisas no octógono?
Yeah, I saw. in my Instagram. I don't have a time to watch all the fight, but I saw in my Instagram. Yeah, I love when I see the woman to fight so beautiful, cause we
Deserve it.
yeah, we deserve the best thing, and I love see the woman in the top.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Do you still feel like Jessica is as dangerous as she has ever been, as when she won the belt?
Você acha que a Jéssica ainda é tão perigosa quanto ela já foi um dia, por exemplo, quando ela conquistou o cinturão?
Of course. I think this because she is a very danger and strong, and I know she can
Reach.
great, yeah. She can hit an opportunity to fight for the belt. But now, now I am here and I want to win and I will fight for this. And I think she needs waiting for a time.
And I feel like some people have treated her in the past like she tends to tire out as the round. She's very strong. She's very explosive. Do you expect her that if the fight goes longer that she will tire out, that she might not have that strength as the fight goes longer?
Acho que as pessoas, ao longo dos anos, têm tratado ela da seguinte maneira. Ela vai cansar ao longo dos rounds. Ela é muito explosiva, ela é muito forte, então ela pode cansar ao longo da luta. É assim que você vê ela, como alguém que talvez com 3 rounds a coisa não é mesmo?
No, I don't think this. I watch a lot of fight for her. But when I watch, she is when in the 13th round, she is strong. She is a danger too, and I don't think this. I don't think she was cansar.
She doesn't tire.
Yeah, tired.
You know, and it's hard not to think about when you look back at the fight when she fought Rose Namajunas and picked her up and slammed her on her head. You know, are those the thoughts that you prepare in training camp? Do you work on defending those sort of takedowns and pickups and slams that she tends to like to do?
É difícil também não pensar em quando ela lutou contra a Rose e daquele pilão nela, basicamente, né? E fez o que ela fez e botar ela na cabeça, de ponta cabeça. Você, quando luta contra uma Jéssica, você tem que pensar nessas coisas, que ela tem essa força de te segurar, de carregar, de tentar te levantar, de tentar botar para baixo?
I don't think this, because when she can take down Rosie, was Rosie can't. I will say in Português, because in English. Eu vi essa luta. E a Jéssica é muito forte, mas eu acho que a Jéssica conseguiu aquela queda porque a Rose, ela falhou na defesa. Não era o momento dela tentar um ataque no braço ali. Ela não soube se posicionar da forma correta. Mas isso não tira a força da Jéssica. Ela é uma lutadora muito forte, mas essa queda que ela fez não é uma preocupação para mim, não.
I watched this fight. I know what you're talking about. I do believe she's strong and she can do this, but I do not think. I mean, I think that there was a component of Rose. I think Rose made a mistake in that opportunity. I think she shouldn't have gone for her arm like that and should like left that wide open. That does not mean, and that I shouldn't not take into consideration Jessica's strength. But I don't think that kind of move is something that I should worry about.
Gotcha. And with the win here, I mean, you got to think that a title opportunity can't be too far off. If you get a win here, do you feel another win or two, you should be in that next title shot after another win or two?
E com uma vitória aqui, certamente a oportunidade de lutar por um cinturão não deve estar muito longe. Então você pensa, é isso mesmo? Ganha essa luta aqui, daqui a 1 ou 2 lutas eu estou talvez lutando pelo cinturão?
So, I don't know. UFC will said this. We said this for me. Ever fight when I. So just a minute. I will respond. I will answer em português. Toda luta, quando eu entro para lutar, eu vejo a oportunidade do título. Então, meu foco agora está na Jéssica. Essa é a minha oportunidade de vencer, de lutar e mostrar meu talento, mostrar todo o meu trabalho. O meu foco agora é ela. E toda luta, eu sempre estou lutando com o objetivo maior de chegar ao título, ao cinturão.
Every fight that I go into, I see as an opportunity to fight for the title. I see an opportunity to show my skills, to show my hard work, and going into a fight with Jessica, that's how I approach it. I mean, it's one fight at a time, but I just think this is an opportunity for me for a higher goal, which is to be a champion, meaning fighting for one.
When you go back home, do people on the street stop you and say that they hope the best things for you? Are they hoping that you become a champion? How does your city treat you when you go back home now?
Você quando volta para casa agora, você é reconhecido, as pessoas sabem quem você é e falam, pô, eu quero que você seja campeão um dia, eu vejo as suas lutas, eu acompanho você.
Yeah, and I love this when I love when the people said, Natalia, I believe you will be the champion, and yeah, I believe it too.
Good luck on Saturday.
Got a quick one. I just wanted your prediction for Valentina Shevchenko versus Alexa Grasso next week.
Palpite para Alexa Grasso, Valentina Shevchenko 3. Rooting.
I am rooting for Alexa. I think Alexa is a good person, and I like her, and I wish she win this fight.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Oi, Nath, tudo bem? Você estava falando agora sobre as pessoas te pararem e dizer que você está pronta para ser campeã do UFC. Você está invicta, bem colocada no ranking, até colocada no jogo do UFC, né? A gente sabe que isso é uma moral ali na popularidade dos atletas, suas redes sociais estão crescendo cada vez mais. Dá para dizer que Natalia Silva deixou de ser uma promessa do UFC e já pode ser considerada realidade?
As you said, you like to be recognized in the street, and people do recognize you on the street. Your social media following is growing, even like in the game, which is no small feat. Can we go now and move on from Natalia Silva being a promise, to actually a serious contender and a reality in the UFC?
Tudo bem, Laerte? Nossa, que bom falar em português. Bom, para as pessoas que as pessoas depois de 5 lutas, as pessoas agora que estão começando a me ver como uma realidade, mas para mim eu sou uma realidade desde quando eu entrei aqui no UFC. Eu sonhei com esse momento, então eu só estou vendo tudo acontecer e eu fico muito feliz quando as pessoas me param na rua e falam, Natália, você vai ser campeã. É porque eu acredito nisso e eu vejo as pessoas vendo vendo que o meu trabalho está dando certo e torcendo para mim de verdade. Nossa, eu fico muito feliz. Obrigada! É muito bom, é muito gratificante receber esse reconhecimento e o carinho das pessoas.
First of all, it's so good to speak Portuguese. It's for many people. I think I stopped being a promise and being a reality for a long time, way before the UFC, because I've gone through so much to actually be able to be here. So to see that people are recognizing me for your work, for this entire journey that has led me to the UFC is so rewarding, and I love it. It's all so awesome for people to say, "Hey, I watch your fights. I really want you to be a champion." I love it, and I'm as you saw, she's very receptive to it.
Thank you.
Hi, guys.
Well, welcome back to Fight Week. How are you feeling this week?
Bem-vinda novamente a mais uma semana de luta. Como é que está se sentindo?
Thank you. Muito obrigada. Eu tô me sentindo muito bem, tô muito feliz, muito tranquila. Lutar na categoria de 57 traz essa tranquilidade, né? Essa facilidade de dar o peso, de não ter essa preocupação de, eu vou me matar para dar o peso. Então, eu tô muito feliz, estou muito bem para essa semana de luta.
Feeling good, feeling calm. Fighting at this weight is just different. I don't have to go through all that cut, and that's fighting, and this is what I want. Feeling good and feeling very calm about this one.
Did you want to come back sooner, or was 4 months like a good time to take a break, live life? Or did you want to come back faster than that?
Você queria ter esperado para voltar, ou você acha que esse tempo foi suficiente, foi bom, esfriar a cabeça, deixar o corpo descansar, ou você teve a intenção de voltar um pouco antes?
Não, acho que para mim foi um tempo muito bom. Eu já tinha comentado com a Ali também que eu queria lutar. Era para a luta ter acontecido em agosto, mas acabou ficando para setembro. Então, para mim também foi até melhor. Eu venho baixando de 71 quilos, então eu aproveitei bem as minhas férias. Então, acho que foi um tempo suficiente, foi muito bom. Para mim, foi um tempo excelente para eu estar pronta para essa luta.
Time was good. This is kind of what I wanted. I had mentioned to Ali, I wanted to fight before we thought about fighting in August. This fight was kind of I was supposed to fight in August, and I think it came to September, so not a problem at all. Especially, it gave me time to cut some 30 pounds off of the weight of my walking weight. So that's what about 71 kilos. So I think it's a perfect timing.
And I know you've been going through some things in your personal life. Was it difficult to to keep motivated and positive and going into a camp, or were you able to easily kind of set that aside and just focus on this fight?
E eu sei que você tem passado por alguns desafios na tua vida pessoal. Você usou esses desafios como motivação para passar por esse camp, treinar mais, se esforçar mais, ou você, na verdade, conseguiu e quis deixar isso de lado?
Olha, eu acho que tudo eu uso na minha vida como motivação e crescimento para eu ser melhor, para eu lutar melhor. Então, acho que as dificuldades que eu tive na minha vida pessoal, isso também me influenciou bastante a estar melhor agora. Eu venho de um camp excelente, junto com o Matheus, com a Japa, a Jéssica Delboni, a Carol, a Denise me ajudaram muito também no meu treinamento. Então, isso fez total diferença para essa próxima luta. Mas tem essa leveza de poder treinar com quem eu gosto de treinar. Não tem mais... eu não vivo mais dentro de uma prisão, então isso com certeza vai fazer uma diferença muito grande para essa luta.
I always see these challenges as motivations and inspiration actually to do something. I always try to come back better, an improved fighter, a different person, and also a better person and a better fighter for the fights. But this particular camp, it was so good to actually train with people that they're good to be around. So we have Mattel's my coach, Japa with me as well, Denise and Carol. Been fighting with them as well, and then in training with them, and just there's this levity of actually fighting with people that I was in a prison before, and I do feel that right now. You can see that there's levity, and I feel like a weight was lifted off my back.
Can you just talk to me a little bit about when you heard the name? What did you think of your opponent, and what are you kind of expecting from her?
Você pode falar um pouquinho mais sobre... Entrou a luta, escutou o nome, sabia que era ela, o que você pensou? Assim, vou lutar contra ela.
Foi uma decisão muito boa, né? Eu acho que caso os nossos estilos de luta, né, a gente gosta de trocar. Eu sei a força que eu tenho de trocação, eu sei o quanto ela é boa também no taekwondo. E quando surgiu a oportunidade de lutar com ela, seria em agosto como luta principal da noite. Mas eu acredito que tanto para ela quanto para mim era pouco tempo para fazer a perca de peso, né? Eu estava com 71 quilos, que eu acredito que isso seja como 153 pounds, mais ou menos. Então, acho que ela também precisava desse tempo para se preparar. E a luta seria com menos de 2 meses. Então, a luta sendo em setembro, deu essa oportunidade de mais tempo de treinar, mais tempo de estudar a adversária. E isso aí fez uma total diferença. E quando me surgiu essa oportunidade, eu falei, não, com certeza eu vou. É a Natália, é uma menina que eu admiro muito, gosto muito dela. A gente já se viu muitas vezes dentro do UFC e também eu já gritei muito por ela em algumas lutas. Então, eu acredito que a gente vai fazer uma excelente luta e vai dar um show pra galera.
I think this is a great matchmaking. I think it's a good. Our styles of fighting are pretty good. I think when the fighting, when the name came up, it was actually to be, we thought about a main event in August. As it turns out, it gave enough time for both of us, because I think that for both of us it would have been do the hard weight cut. As I mentioned, my walking weight, I needed extra weeks to put that out. But I think as a girl that I see what she's all about. I've seen her since she's come to the UFC. I followed her. I've cheered her on ever since she's come here. So I think it's going to be a good fight for everybody.
I'm just wondering, did you see the Contender Series last night, the big KO? And if that inspires you, seeing a woman have such a great performance like that.
Uma pergunta, você assistiu, não sei se você assistiu o episódio do Contender ontem à noite, mas ontem a Junkie, que é da Venezuela, não sei se você viu o que a menina fez aqui ontem, um nocaute espetacular. Se você chegou até a oportunidade de ver isso, e se você viu, te inspira, e é legal você ver uma menina batendo e fazendo bonito?
Ah, sem dúvida, né? Eu consegui assistir pelo Instagram, né? Não vi pessoalmente, nem na hora da luta, porque eu estava dando entrevista. Mas eu vi como ela foi contundente e isso é muito bom de assistir. É muito bom ver essa nova geração do MMA feminino chegando dessa forma, nocauteando e mostrando que o nível feminino está cada vez maior e crescendo, e isso aí não vai cair. Isso aí só vai melhorar. Então, para mim é muito bom ver esse tipo de resultado e me inspira também a fazer a mesma coisa na minha luta agora sábado.
Obviously, I watched it through Instagram. I was actually doing interviews and media availability last night, but I saw it and I loved the way she was powerful and decisive with her striking. It's so good to see that, because I love when these girls do that, because they show that, women's MMA is here to stay. They're getting better. The game is getting better. Their fighters are getting better, and that's not we're not backing down. This is not getting any, it's just getting better from the get-go. And of course, it just inspires me to do the same thing or do even better.
There's been some talk about you and Joanna potentially doing a BMF fight. I know that you seem very interested in that. She seems interested in that. What do you think the UFC thinks of that? Have you talked with anybody? How likely is that fight to happen?
Falou-se, corre-se a boca pequena, que havia interesse em casar uma luta entre você e a Joana para ser BMF. Possivelmente. O que você acha disso? Qual é o fundo de verdade que cai nisso? Como é que você vê a possibilidade de lutar com a Joana pelo BMF feminino?
Olha, se essa oportunidade acontecer, realmente eu vou ficar muito feliz, porque eu acredito que dentro do UFC não existe só um casca-grossa masculino, mas também tem as mulheres que são casca-grossa, que merecem ter a chance de disputar esse cinturão. Então, eu acho que se fosse uma luta contra a Joana, eu acho que seria uma oportunidade incrível de eu ter a minha revanche contra ela e também de poder disputar esse cinturão que é tão almejado pelos atletas. E eu acredito que também é uma nova margem de como se fosse uma quarta categoria, né? Porque ali é um cinturão, é uma coisa diferenciada. Ali você vai ter a oportunidade de lutar com outros atletas de outras categorias, porque você pode casar a luta ali em pesos combinados. Então, eu acho que isso abre uma margem gigantesca para o UFC conseguir aumentar cada vez mais o MMA feminino dentro do UFC e também a gente ter essa oportunidade de ser campeã de um cinturão diferente.
I think if that fight happened, it would have been amazing. I would love the opportunity. I think, first of all, there are hard asses fighting in this game, and they're not just all male. There are many female badasses out there, and I think should be a BMF. I think it would be an opportunity for us to go, first of all, a great fight, an opportunity for revenge against her. And if you think about this is it's a new opportunity that we're opening up for MMA. First of all, there's so many fighters that would love to fight for this. It is a belt that's now being sought after by fighters. It just opens up and unlocks the opportunity of having fights between two different weight divisions. You're actually inserting a fourth belt into the fold. And we'd be able to do some catchweight fights because fighters from different weight categories would be able to go in. So I think it would expand the game of women's MMA. It would grow the sport. It would just be another opportunity to show and showcase more of women's MMA.
Thank you.
Thank you.
When you said 30 pounds that you have to drop from your walking weight, at what point do you start focusing on that weight cut going into a fight camp?
Quantos quilos exatamente, só para confirmar com ele, quantos quilos exatamente você, do teu peso normal que você estava, você vai cortar? Quantos quilos?
Bom, agora falta só 2.
Tá.
Mas eu
do
tava
o total que você corta, de quando você estava,
Para essa luta foram tava com 71 para 57, uns 12 quilos mais ou menos, 11, 12 quilos.
Quase umas 30 pounds, aí, por aí, mais ou menos.
30 pounds.
So, yeah, just to confirm, it was almost 30 pounds. Em que ponto que você começou a perder esse 71 para agora?
Desde o começo, desde junho, na verdade. Eu fiquei sabendo da luta em junho, eu ainda estava no Brasil, quando eu voltei, que aí eu comecei a minha perca de peso. Foi o finalzinho de junho, na verdade. Aí tive julho, agosto e agora esse último dia.
So, about 30 pounds. Heard about the fight in June in Brazil, as usual. Heard the comments about the fight. Only started to do the weight cut here when she got back. So the end of June, she had July and August, and that's about the time to do it.
That sounds like a decent amount of time. But so say for your last fight, so I mean, were you dropping like 40 pounds, before when you're at strawweight? How much were you having to drop for your fights then?
Parece ser uma quantidade decente de tempo para você ter cortado esse peso. And she said she's at, right now, it's like 2 kilos. She's basically 5 pounds. So that's fine.
Eu tinha menos tempo.
Mas no passado você teria 40 libras para perder já para fazer palha, né? É isso?
Foi isso mesmo. E uma vez contra a Cláudia Gadelha também eu tive acho que 32 dias também e eu estava com 68 quilos para baixar para 52.
So there was a lot of weight losses in the past for the cuts. Actually, the fight against Gadelha, she dropped from 68 to 52 in 32 days.
That's crazy.
Muito louco.
So how much stronger do you feel in your workouts and then in camp leading into this? Are you feeling so much more refreshed? Do you have much more higher energy level since you haven't already had such that big a cut already?
E agora que você não está fazendo esses cortes de bruscos desse jeito, teve primeiro a divisão e também a categoria e também o tempo. Você conseguiu fazer isso com mais calma. Você se sente mais forte no treinamento, se sente mais produtivo no treinamento, você sente que você está mais saudável?
Sim, sem sombra de dúvida. Eu acho que está sendo uma das melhores percas que eu já tive de peso. E também na questão de treinamento, eu estou me sentindo muito forte, muito bem preparada. As pessoas que estão à minha volta são pessoas que me colocam para cima o tempo inteiro, que me trazem boas energias e que não me deixam desistir a tempo nenhum. Tipo, quando eu vejo que eu estou ficando um pouquinho mais cansada, elas, não, Jéssica, cadê aquele gás de monstro? Aí parece que volta tudo de novo. Então, é sempre bom ter pessoas ao nosso lado que te colocam para cima, que te trazem essa energia, essa força. E para essa categoria eu estou muito, muito forte, muito bem preparada.
Time has been great for it, not having to cut as much as well. It's been great. This actually has been one of my best weight cuts. I'm feeling great as far as training is concerned. Feeling strong, feeling great, and actually I'm training around people that are always, kind of lifting me up. So every time I kind of feel the energy wearing down, they're like, "Where's the monster energy?" So, no pun. She said, and it just brings out the best in me. So I'm feeling good. Feel that the training has been great, and I feel very ready for this.
I feel in the past, even at the lower weight class, you've always been very strong. You've always seemed to be stronger than most of your opponents. Now that you have this more energy and you're feeling better going to camp, do you feel that you'll be even stronger in your performance out in the cage?
Eu acho que nas lutas passadas mesmo, lutando em palha, você sempre foi uma pessoa forte. Você sempre veio com muita força, veio sempre para cima. Você acha que tendo um camp como esse, cortando bem, falando essas coisas que você falou numa outra divisão, você acha que você agora vem com mais força? Você acha que é a oportunidade de você usar isso para ser mais agressiva, mais contundente?
Sem sombra de dúvida, né? Ainda mais contra a Natália, que é uma adversária que caminha rápido, ela se movimenta bem dentro do octógono. Então eu vou precisar usar todo o meu gás, toda a minha energia. E por ser essa categoria também, dentro do 5-2 eu sei que eu sou muito forte e isso não muda quando eu subo para o 5-7. Eu acredito que eu até fique mais forte realmente por conta da perca de peso ser menos drástica, de eu estar me alimentando melhor, ter um tempo melhor de alimentação, porque quando eu luto no 5-2 eu tenho que começar uma dieta dos 3 meses seguidos para poder chegar ao peso certo e estar bem. E dentro do 5-7 não, eu estava comendo carboidrato, proteína, tudo há uma semana atrás. E isso não acontece quando eu luto no 5-2. Então, para essa luta eu não tenho sombra de dúvidas de que eu vou chegar mais forte e mais preparada.
Feeling stronger, also I have to, because I know what the fighter that Natalia is. She moves around the octagon a lot. She also, kind of pushes forward as well. And I do feel that previously, yes, I was a strong fighter in that weight division from having to actually, the cut was there, but now I feel that I can be myself and the strong person that I am. So I'm feeling complete. I feel that the training is better, the nutrition is better. I had to cut, actually, to be previously, I had to basically start cutting getting on a diet, a strict diet, 3 months before. And I was eating carbs and full protein intakes until last week. So do feel good, different kind of thing. And I feel that in this division, I can be stronger and as aggressive.
And so it's safe to say this division you'll never go down again. This will always be your division.
É seguro dizer que você vai ficar em 5-7, então você não vai descer mais para 5-2?
Eu quero continuar descendo para 5-2, porque eu quero ter a oportunidade de disputar o cinturão contra o Weili. Então, eu gostaria de ter a oportunidade de continuar mesclando as duas, porque isso para mim é muito importante. Ter um momento de, ai meu Deus, tenho que dar 5-2. E ter também um momento, vou bater 5-7. Então, ter essa tranquilidade de dar 5-2, no caso, dar 5-7 tranquila, é muito bom. Mas também saber que eu sou muito forte no 5-2 também me traz uma satisfação muito grande. Então, eu quero continuar nas duas e depois abrir uma categoria nova no BMF.
I kind of want to keep switching back because I really want, a shot at Weili. Having the kind of the safety net and actually being safe within, this division and, feeling good, training, eating, and everything else is great. But then to know that when I go down to strawweight, I'm actually a strong fighter there, and I can do damage, I think is good too. So I want to keep switching back and forth. And you know what? Maybe each of them, or maybe a third one. Maybe I want to fight for the BMF, and let's do this out.
Then last for me, last year you were very busy. I think you fought 5 times. Do you want to stay at that sort of same activity level, or do you only want to pick and choose fights that are maybe taking you higher towards a possible title fight?
E ano passado você foi extremamente ocupado, foi 5 vezes ano passado, né? Você quer continuar sendo assim ativa, ficar ativa? Ou você está começando a pensar assim, deixa eu pensar nas outras que eu estou fazendo, que eu quero chegar no título?
Eu acho que eu sempre fui uma lutadora muito ativa, acho que eu não consigo mudar isso dentro de mim. Então, é do meu instinto estar sempre lutando, querendo sempre lutar. Mas é claro que agora eu tenho que usar a estratégia, eu tenho que ser inteligente, eu tenho que saber também quais as lutas que eu quero fazer. Até porque eu não quero passar pela mesma situação do ano passado, de vir de 3 derrotas consecutivas, que é uma coisa que nunca tinha acontecido na minha carreira. Então, isso também me assustou um pouco. Mas eu acho que dentro de mim eu não consigo ficar sem lutar muito tempo. Eu fico 3 meses já estou louca para lutar de novo. Então é uma coisa que eu não consigo mudar.
I can't change this in me. I want to fight all the time. So that's something. I've always been an active fighter and somebody who wants to be active. I don't want to do what I did last year that led me to having 3 consecutive losses for the first time in my life. But There's something that I can't. Like if I go like 2-3 months without fighting, I kind of already want to schedule a fight. So that's something I can't change in me.
And I know, I believe you've been working on your English. Will we see you do an English interview up here eventually? I feel like we've seen you work on your English.
Parece que você anda trabalhando no seu inglês. Você vai tentar arriscar uma entrevista em inglês aí de repente? Como é que vai ser?
Olha, vou tentar, mas pelo menos a parte do Dana White eu já sei o que eu vou falar, né? Hey Dana, I love you, but I want my belt. Or ever 115, or ever 125, or BMF, I'm in here. I want my belt. Hey, let's go.
I feel useless. Wow. Parabéns.
Thank you.
Hello.
Welcome back. How are you feeling this fight week?
Feeling great. I like it. I like to be back in the Apex. Not the crazy like busy pay-per-view. Yeah. In the beginning, I was like, Apex, but then eventually I said, yeah, okay, main event, no problem. I like it.
Is the Apex one of those things where, like you said in the beginning, you were like, but then you missed it because you weren't here for a while. You can kind of, when you're removed from it, you can see the benefits.
A little bit. Like when I was coming a lot to the Apex, it was during COVID. It was like no one in there. So and then I even cornered many fighters because a lot of the training was not a lot of guys coming. So I was cornering. I cornered like remember Aaron Rivera, like Sean Soriano, Chas Kelly, Vicente. I cornered so many guys, but we stay at the other hotel. You know that hotel? Yeah. So we kind of stayed there, Marriott, I think. It wasn't that pleasant, that whole process. So I kind of didn't miss when I was not coming. But now it comes different. No, now we have a little bit of public, like not a lot, but I have a lot of friends coming, family. So it's kind of, I like it.
And you don't have to be quarantined and wear a mask and take a bunch of tests.
Oh, that. Finally, we passed that, right?
So it's another main event. Does it still feel exciting every time, or is it nothing compared to that first main event?
Oh, yeah, it's always exciting, you know. Especially the mindset that I'm getting right now is just like my debut. I'm back on my debut. I don't care. I just want to go out there. I'm not overthinking. No, it's always a pressure, but I'm trying to let that aside and kind of like, it's going to be my debut, you know. Let me go out there, show these guys how good I am, you know. I know I'm going to beat these guys Saturday night, so I'm not bringing a heavy mind. Oh, I have to win. No, I'm just like my debut. I want to show how good I am. That's kind of like the mindset.
Is that kind of how you remain positive and motivated coming off a few losses? Is that you kind of have to think differently?
Yeah, it's the first time I come from 2 losses, so I'm kind of like getting to learn that now. But I'm always positive. I'm happy, and then even like if I fight good, if I win the fight, I celebrate that Saturday night. I for sure got the family, so we're gonna get nice food with the team and everybody. But then Sunday's another day, you know. We keep going. That victory carries on for like maybe 4 days, 5 until the next event. So I kind of get to celebrate. Not as crazy when I win, but I don't go too crazy on myself if I lose. You know, it's just like. Same thing with the training. If I train good, if I spar great, nice, no problem. Nothing changes. Still, what I need to get better, this, and that. If the sparring was bad, I say, no problem. What I need to get better. So it's kind of like the same thing I bring to the fight, you know. So it's not it doesn't change who I am, win or loss for sure. I want to win, but it doesn't. Oh my God, I lost. Everything's done now. It's not like that.
What did you think of Sean Brady when you got the name?
I like it. I think it's a good competition. He's tough. He's durable. Good jiu-jitsu. I like it.
I know everybody prepares for the 5 rounds, but do you anticipate the fight going the 5 rounds, or do you think you can get in and out of there pretty quick with him?
I think I'm going to get a finish. I think half of me wants to go to the war. The other half, like, why? We can get in and out, but if a war presents himself, I'll be ready for war. I'm in peace with that. I'm friends with that dark side. I'm friends with him. If he need to come out for war, he's gonna come. We'll see. But I believe I can take him out of there before. But if you go 5 rounds, I'm cool with that too.
What do you think a win over him does for your career?
He got me on the win column again and get me ready to face the top 5, you know, and then maybe a number 1 contender fight. So it's an important fight, you know, with a big win, with a big statement. I'm back with the title conversation for sure, and still need 1 more fight, but yeah, it's a big stakes for me.
And you have a new champion in your division. What did you think of his performance?
I think he did awesome. He did amazing. I did a breakdown on my channel. I did a couple interviews. I said, bro, this guy's going to win. I just kind of felt that was the path for him to win, to make a dirty boxing fight, stay on the inside, mix with the takedowns. I kind of see that was the path that he had to do to win. And then when I saw this guy hang out with Khabib, Islam, or Khabib sent me, I said, okay, this guy's going to win, you know, so he's going to be ready, going to be prepared. I think he did amazing. He did even better than I thought. I thought he was going to win, but not the way he did. He did it better. And I like it, you know, he's kind of like talking a little bit now. I think the Shavkat fight I think it's going to be next. I'm not sure, but I think that's what should be next. But I like it that, you know, that he's kind of making a name of himself, and then the guy deserved to fight for the title and got the title, especially a lot of ups and downs. People don't want to give him the shot. So I'm like, rivalry aside, anything aside, I still want to fight him, but even with all the rivalry, I'm happy for the guy, you know, that he accomplished his goals. Like, rivalry aside with anyone, I'm happy when he became a champion, when Dricus Du Plessis became a champion, when Sean Strickland. Even though I have my own goals, my own things, but I can't be. I'm honestly happy for these guys when they make their dream come true. I appreciate that too.
And last one for me, just a fun one. I know you've competed in the ADCC. I was wondering what you thought of the whole ADCC CJI rivalry. Where do you kind of stand on that?
I like it. I like it very much. I had so much fun watching, and it was hard because I was watching both all day. And I think CJI was awesome. I loved that was my favorite fight, was Katie Rutuolo against Tackett, William Tackett. That was a great match. But overall, I like the ADCC too. I like the Wagner Rocha fight. He's a buddy of mine. We were training, helping each other. He did amazing. Just lost to Mika on the finals. I like a lot of matches. I saw the Murray lost. Unfortunately, I think he had a high chance to become a champion. Gordon did good. Felipe Pena, I watch it all. I like CGI a lot, and I heard they're probably going to do every single year. So it's amazing to see how big jiu-jitsu got and keep getting big. You know, we see UFC Fight Pass invitation, we see EBI, we see ADCC, CJI, One Championship. All these events, they have nice jiu-jitsu. So it's good to see how big it's getting, and the sky's the limit.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Were you surprised that Craig was able to upset Gabby Garcia and get that win?
That was a crazy match, right? I was looking like, why he didn't finish, you know? Like, I trained with her, like, that was a long time ago, maybe 10 years ago, 9 years ago. Back then she was like in shape, like shred. I was like, oh my God. Like, but it's still not a man physique, you know? She was just like good at jiu-jitsu, but like strong, but not like a blue belt, big. It was kind of like the same. So I thought he could done that submission quicker would be more fun. But he was kind of having fun there. I like it. I like that too. That was fun.
How big would a Craig Jones, Gordon Ryan jiu-jitsu match be right now?
I would be so big. You saw Gordon don't even mention his name so much to don't give him kind of the cloud a little bit. But yeah, that match would be amazing. I would watch. I would pay for watch. I like to pay the. I used to have a guys with the Flow Grappling give me the membership, and I said, no, I want to pay. I want to support the sport. So I would pay for that for sure. And then even the Nicky Rod. I think Nicky Rod got so much better right now. Nicky Rod against Gordon Ryan would be an amazing fight, or even Craig Jones against Gordon Ryan would be an amazing fight too.
Are we going to see you grapple it?
For sure. I dealt with so many injuries after that shoulder injury that I have against Bilal Muhammad. It was just a wave of injuries, you know. Now, thank God, I'm healthy and praying and working very hard to be on the way with no injuries. And if I'm with no injuries, if I'm good, I'm going to be busy. I'm going to be getting fight after fight, or I'm going to be grappling. But, yeah, I miss grappling a lot.
I mean, I think you competing in CGI would be
For sure.
it'd be fun.
I love the CGI rule set, you know. It's like the MMA. I would love to do the CGI, you know. ADCC is kind of like those guys that juiced up to the head and the rules, and then I might get cut, you might get hurt. But the 3-5 minute round CGI, I like, I do that a lot, you know. So I like better for me than the ADCC. Just like, I hope, I don't even hope those guys get tested, because it's kind of like to see two. It remind me of the Spartan move, you know. Those guys, like going crazy. It's kind of like, I like it, but I don't think I'll do the ADCC. I'll do CGI.
What was the biggest lesson you learned from your fight against Jack?
The biggest lesson is throw a punch or feint before you go for a takedown. Otherwise you might your face is gonna go. You're gonna kiss a knee on the way, you know. So that was the main thing. And then I did that a couple times on the training too. So because my mentality was, okay, we're gonna wrestle for a little bit. That was my mentality. He wastes a lot of energy trying to get up, right? And if I shoot and take him down again right away, mentally will break him. But I gotta throw a punch or a feint or something before I just go. Otherwise, it's a free knee. But hats off to Jack. I'm a mixed martial arts fan, bro. So I like it what he did. Even though I try to don't see that was on me, but I look at the technique, at the timing. It was a great technique. So and if I go down on my shield, I don't mind. You know, I was fighting good. I was getting there. I hit him hard. Elbow broke his arm. Took him down a couple times. It was not dominating on the feet. I think he had a good success on the feet. But whenever I took him down, I was dominating. And bro, he capitalized. So heads off to the guy. Welcome to the freaking fight game.
After it all, like the dust settled and you had time to think about it, like, were you disappointed at all because you were winning that fight and you were on your way to winning that fight?
For me, I don't get disappointed for things that already happened. It already happened. My question is, I'm not disappointed, but what can I do to don't let this happen again? I gotta learn. But yeah, I was happy for the guy. You know, that was a nice shot. He took it. Congratulations. And then I go back, hey, what was my mistake? This, okay, let's fix it. Let's get better. And I actually did on that fight, on that training camp with Sean Brady. And then I did exactly the same thing. And then when I took the guy down, and my coach, Dieter Navarro, he just, hey, you got to throw something before I take it down. And then I'm just like, oh, my God. Yes, I got to throw something. It was kind of like, it was good. So he's on my mind. I got to avoid those knees. He's good.
How are you enjoying podcasting?
The podcast is nice, you know. Shout out to those guys. Show Me the Money Pod. Moicano is a character. That guy is funny. Sometimes I don't want to. I have a great relationship with so many fighters, and he's kind of blowing that up a little bit, you know. Like, I'm like, why are you saying that bad about this guy? Like, I like what's his face, Junior, the guy that's fighting next week, the Mexican kid, Chihuahua, Rosas. So I love Raul Rosas, you know, and then that guy is so funny. And this guy is so freaking ugly, you know, like, and then I want to have that guy on the pod, and now, like, he kind of, you know what I mean? He gets me on a weird place, but I like it. It's funny. So we talk about fighting a lot. Yeah, it's fun. And then I have my channel too. It's like growing a lot. I had to work so hard. They Brazilian guys make me do a Portuguese channel too. So now I get 2 YouTube channels plus the pod. So it's a lot of work.
So you're turning into a YouTuber.
Yeah, I freeze. Just my guy Justin's out there. He's the one like getting everything and put it on. I freeze, but after the fight when I have that break, then I got back. We do the breakdowns. We do like we talk about it. So the Brazilian is easier for me, so it's nice. I have more fun, but the English channel is doing good too.
And finally, who's one fighter at Killcliff that we should know about that's coming up?
Oh, we got, not kidding, not trying to be all, but we get many there. But I think the number one will be Kushin Nikita. He's a 23 years old monster. Like, he helped me a lot for this fight. He's a 55er, but he's a 185 tractor machine, like a monster. And then we have another guy too. We have Chu. This guy's an assassin too. He's a 55er. This freaking guy don't tap. I don't know how. Like, I had an amazing guillotine on this guy. I squeezed for my life. He didn't tap. I have a real naked choke. I squeezed. He didn't tap. Arm bar. His arm didn't break. I don't know how. And then he's still coming. His name is Kamza. He's from he's a Chechenia too. Like, those guys are monsters. And then we have the brothers, the Hossein, Heisa, like those 2 brothers. They're gonna fight on LFA. One guy's gonna fight on CFFC. We have like so many rushes at the gym right now. Like, so many, couple Brazilians too. But yeah, I think Nikita and that guy Kamza and the brothers, those are the guys that kind of like, I look at like, wow, how old are you? And those guys 19, 22, 23, and the level is so high that, like, there's no way those guys not gonna be here soon, you know?
Thank you.
Welcome.
Just one silly one. You got the short hair. Are we ever going to see the power fro back? I mean, the little curls. I mean, what's going on? Did you just feel like you need to switch it up?
My beard doesn't grow, you know. I don't have like a nice beard like these guys. So my beard is all patched up. I have a couple patches here, nothing there. Even the mustache, I have a big patch right here, so I don't have a full mustache. So I can't play that game, so I gotta play the hair game. So I don't know. And it was so short. It was a nice buzz cut on Sunday, but it's already, I can see a lot of hair in there. So I might gotta make it short again. But yeah, the fro is coming back. Not now, but the fro is definitely coming back. People love that.
Yeah, good to hear. Good to hear.
Right. Thank you, guys.
Welcome back. I feel like we just saw you.
I know. I think you guys missed me. Or maybe I missed you.
Well, you did say previously you wanted to fight more often. So is this a good thing that you're fighting in 2 months?
Yeah, I think we had a month in between. I fought July 20th, and we're fighting, 5 weeks later, something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it's good.
Do you prefer having that kind of quick turnaround, or would you rather have a full camp?
I'd rather have a full camp, personally. But the benefits of just coming right off a fight is weight's low, you're in shape. So really at that point you're not fully just maintaining, but obviously that's not like the biggest concern. I really got to focus on the game plan leading to this fight, which is nice.
Can you talk to me a little bit about when you got the call? What were you doing? What were your first thoughts when you got the name?
I want to say it was a Wednesday. It might have been the week after the fight. It was around dinner time, you know what I mean? I was probably eating some pizza, so I got to enjoy it a little bit. But yeah, he called me. He's like, "Hey, man, Cal Nelson is no longer fighting Calvin Kattar. Would you want to step in?" I always kind of thought, me and him would probably cross paths at some point, anyways. I was like, I'm in shape. I was like, yeah, let me talk to my coaches about it, see what they think. Because my fight was pretty, not easy, but I didn't come out really, really banged up. So I had that in my favor, but my body just definitely goes through it during camp. So my coaches wanted to make sure that I was good, and I was like, you know what, man? I was like, let's just go for it. Let's go for it. Let's make, let's just keep going at it and just try to be successful and make big things happen around here. So that's what we're doing.
What do you think of Kyle just as an opponent?
As an opponent, worthy opponent for sure. He's on a 3-fight win streak, I believe, and one of our streaks has to end, man. So kind of stakes are a little higher than usual, but yeah, man, he's good, durable. He looks strong. I'll see that on Saturday. So yeah, man, he's definitely a game opponent. I'm excited to shed the cage with him.
I know you always prepare for the full three rounds, but do you anticipate it going that far with him?
To decision, I'm always prepared for that, but I don't like decisions. When I have to put my fate in 3 judges, I don't like my. I don't. It's not that they don't know what they're doing. I like having my own odds. I like creating my own stuff. You know what I mean? And if I can go in there and have a finish, I'm not gonna go out there and just go crazy, but I'm definitely gonna go out there and I'm gonna fight the way I normally fight, and it normally gets me my knockouts or TKOs or whatever. I don't like to go to a decision, because then I'm putting my fate in someone else's hands.
And I know you don't want to look past him, but looking at your future and the rest of the year at least, do you anticipate fighting again before the end of the year? Do you want to take a longer layoff since you're taking 2 right back to back, or?
My coaches said they don't want to see me back in the gym for another month after this fight. So, but I think the only one I would ever consider probably this month is if it's at Madison Square Garden. I've always wanted to fight there. It's a pretty iconic place. I'd consider, a fight, there, but I'd probably wait till next year.
Will you listen to them and actually wait a month, or we're going to be back in there a couple?
I told them I'll negotiate after 2 weeks.
Thanks.
That's literally what we said.
Thank you.
Yeah, no problem.
Did you do anything cool with that 50K you got in your last fight?
You don't see the 50K right away, but I'm still waiting for it. I'm hoping it comes through. I'm like, I got to check my bank account. Hopefully soon.
Can you talk about, you've always finished people, but starting 1 and 2 in the UFC, and then this run that you've been on, you've looked fantastic. What's changed?
Thank you. I've always believed in myself. I've always been able to do that, but why is it so hard sometimes? You know what I mean? That's the biggest question. And you get to a point where you got to make a decision. It's are you going to believe in yourself or you're not? And at the beginning of my UFC career, I was kind of doing some medical stuff, but this has always been the goal. So I'm going to try to jump on what I can get. After I suffered a loss in Singapore, I really had to, sit down with, you know, my coaches, you know, talk to my family, you know, say a prayer or two, and definitely had to really just think about what I'm gonna do. And I just told my manager, I was like, look, man, I was like, you give me another shot. I'm not gonna embarrass you. I was like, and we're gonna make a good run here. And he, you know, he got me the opportunity with Chase Cooper. It was not the easiest task. You know what I mean? I think I was supposed to lose that fight. I was a pretty big underdog. And then just one fight after another, man, you just believe you can do it. And I do believe that, you know, I can hang with anybody in the world. And I believe that, you know, I can beat almost anybody in the world. You know what I mean? At my weight class. And coming back down to 40, from 55 to 45 was the move to make. And now we're on this push, we're on this run, you know, here in featherweight.
You know, on top of that, you know, like I said, you've always been exciting, but now it's like fans see you on the card, they're like, oh yeah, we're watching that card. Like, how does that make you feel?
I feel like that was my ultimate goal. That's been my biggest objective, was if Steve Garcia is on the card, I'm tuning in. You know what I mean? Almost like this Cowboy Cerrone type of like mentality. Anytime that you saw Cowboy was on there, you're like, you know it's gonna be good. You know what I mean? So I wanted that. I felt like I was kind of like, you know, hidden a little bit in the prelims. You know what I mean? And it's fine. Like I'm willing to like work my way through the bottom, get through it to get to where I'm at now. Everything that I feel like I have right now has been earned. So I'm okay with that route. I didn't have a whole country behind me. And if they do, like, congratulations if you have that. Hell yeah, like, you're a step of the game. You're ahead of the game. But for me, it was like I felt like I had to fight tooth and nail to claw my way up to the main card. And finally, the last fight, I was able to just show you guys what I was able, you know, to do out there, and what I'm here, what I'm about.
Thanks, man.
For sure. All right, guys. Thank you very much.